Hello, folks, and welcome back to A Case of Distrust. We are about to confront our partner, Frankie, under suspicion that he may have been involved in the death of Mr. Green.
Let's do it.
All
Damn,
right.
I love that montage at the beginning, Gina.
It's helpful.
Nice.
Recontextual. You never know how long it's been between episodes. You have to help however
There
you
are
can.
some times where we post an episode of something and I look it up like, the fuck happened in this game prior to this moment. I went over to the facts again, trying to deny them, but they all fit too well.
It's time, Frankie.
Da-da-da-da, Frankie had been infatuated with Mrs. Green, and he could have gone to visit her. Why had he been infatuated with Mrs. Green?
I don't know.
Where's the evidence of that?
That's
the one. That is assumption. It's fine.
I think it's just supposed to be that she's like, she's silhouette, so it's hard to tell, but I think she's supposed to be like
the
so
most gorgeous,
breathtakingly attractive.
He could have taken the gun. He knew about Stable from what I told him of the case, and he could have planted it at his racetrack. Those facts might be explained away innocently, but it was the combination. Frankie was the only person with the means, motivation, and opportunity to kill Green.
I guess.
Except for also Mrs. Green.
Yeah.
I understand she told a good story, but she also had those three things.
Yeah.
Alright. I must have spent some time looking around the place, inhaling it. Eventually, my eyes fell on Frankie.
Hey, Frankie.
Ugh, sexy as hell.
There he is.
He gave me a generous smile that I knew too well. I pulled out the hat and showed it to him. "This hat belongs to you," I said in a flat tone. Frankie gaped. If I'd had any doubts, that look erased them. "You killed Connor Green." Frankie's next sentence was short, delivered after a sigh. I always remembered it.
I can't lie to you,
he said. My jaw began to quiver. Either from sadness or anger, it was hard to be sure. "Why get wrapped up in this?" I asked. "Does that dimpled girl mean so much to you?" Frankie shook his head.
This'll be a long story.
He started.
I let him talk.
I let him talk. As heated as I was, I had to know why Frankie would kill my client.
It's that sheet.
He motioned to the newspaper flopped on the bar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Freaking that one where I was like, that's a weird thing to have on the bar, Frankie.
Yep.
Yeah. 1888. The St. Louis...
Nope.
Huh? 1887. Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone.
You stopped with this, like, huff and grunt of, like, what? How dare you cut me off?
I just didn't know what I'd read wrong. It's the real honest truth. I was like, what could I have done wrong now? It says 1880. That was the full. 1887. The St. Louis Browns. My last good season. My career was ruined by Thomas Ken. We should have realized it was St. Louis. That was dumb. That's where Green comes from. I'm a douche. Like, I can't even realize.
Yeah, true.
Ugh.
Thomas Kenny.
Thomas Kinney. Kinney was a mob boss, you see. He ran the St. Louis politics, above ground and below. He was cruel to everyone, sure, but he had a special hate for blacks. In 1887, the hate came to baseball. One practice, a local kid comes up to the fence and calls Murray, our left fielder, over to him. He tells Murray that every Browns player has to sign on to a letter which says that we refuse to play against the Brooklyn Cubans, a colored team. The kid then runs off. We all knew who the orders had really come from. If I refused to ink it, Kinney's gang would run me out of baseball, or worse. But some of the best teammates and people I'd known in the years had been black, and I was torn up about it. In the end, I guess I was just a kid who wanted to play. I didn't want trouble. I signed with the others. It was the worst decision I ever made, Malone. It's haunted me since. I started on Hooch, and I never played the same again.
I kept listening.
Yeah.
I kept listening as Frankie continued.
I became the booze hound of St. Louis, and the dumps at every bar in town. But this louse had tales about old Thomas Kinney, and a way of telling him that kept the others interested. Maybe my rumors worked. Kinney lost the next election. Just a few weeks later, he died of tuberculosis. Kinney's partner, Tom Egan, blamed me for all of it. I knew I had to blow St. Louis, so I went to Philly, my hometown. I ran into my old pitching partner, Matt Kilroy, who opened a bar. He invited me to run with him, and as long as I stopped drinking for myself. Under his eye, I made it. I got sober by working in a speakie. That's a rough. That's a rough choice that you just made. If you can believe that, I even married Kilroy's sister and became stepfather to her boys.
I was engrossed.
Guess so.
I was engrossed and continued to listen as Frankie went on.
Well, by then, Egan had renamed the gang, and Egan's rats had spread east. They came for me one night, and I barely ducked their spray. Lucky a cop was never his beat, or they would have circled around and finished the job. I had a great life in Philly, but I had to give it up. I couldn't put my new family in that danger, so I fled out west, where I knew the rats didn't have a foothold. Philly was the second time those bastards ruined my life.
I ended for him. And when you discovered that Green was a part of Egan's rats, you wouldn't let them ruin you a third time. Frankie laughed.
No, Malone, I could have run easy. My life here ain't much. I have nothing, nobody here, really. Except you. Sure, I could flee somewhere else, but it's you. Egan's rats won't leave an end loose. If Green had reached St. Louis, they'd have come back and tied you up. I can run from town to town, but I can't make you do that. I was the one who told you to take the case, remember? I had to stop them from hounding the rest of your life.
I stared at him without thought or emotion. He said,
I did this for you.
Aw, fuck you. Fuck you, Frankie. Poetic, Frankie, I countered. But this only proves you had no faith in me. Just like Green, who hired me because he thought I wouldn't see through his scheme, or his wife, who was hoping I would gum up the works for the police. You thought I couldn't hold my own. I'm just some flapper playing in a man's world, is that right? Frankie shrugged.
I just wanted to protect you.
I can protect myself, I told him, and without any murders. He sighed. Nice. Go, girl. Yes.
I suppose I wouldn't blame you for taking me in.
He said.
No, I won't fight if you want to drag me to the hall. But the police have stopped looking for a killer. If you let me, I'll keep running. It's up to you.
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know. Because, fuck you, Frankie.
Yeah, I kind of can arrest Frankie.
He's kind of manipulative and scummy. Like that's super manipulative to be like, I did this for you.
Well, and also, it's his confession directly to us, knowing that we are the ones that can take him in. It might not even be his real thing. He's just like, this is the thing that's most likely to get Malone to leave me be.
But there is an appeal to letting him get away and Stable take his fall. That deals with most of the big issues in the city, it seems like.
I guess, but we don't know that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because there's not much evidence leaking. I mean, we didn't even consider Stable. Not really.
You're right. I'm going to arrest Frankie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, Frankie. Much love.
Yeah.
What?
That's it.
Wait, what? Are we wrong? Was that wrong?
Wait, were there actors in this?
Actors? Wait, did we just get the bad ending?
Was that the wrong choice?
Well, now I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
What? Case
of Distrust ending.
What the fuck was that? You can't just end.
You can't just be like, there's not even and he went to jail.
Yeah.
The end. It was just like, huh.
Can someone tell me about the end of A Case of Distrust?
That was so weird.
That was so weird. I really liked it, but it was...
Yeah, no, I mean, I freaking adored this game, but now I'm very, very confused.
What the fuck was that ending?
I don't know. I'm gonna click, and we're gonna see what happens. Click.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Still weird, though.
Yeah, no, that was bizarre.
Yeah, it was a few mornings later that I received a knock on my door. A small man in a light blue uniform asked me to sign for a package and handed me an envelope in a brown box. I opened the envelope. Inside was the large looped writing of a Mrs. Frances Green. It was a long note spanning multiple leaves. I only skimmed most of it. She must have used the energy allegory known... she must have used every allegory known to man to apologize for her behavior in the case. She then claimed she was starting life anew, ridding herself of reminders of her late husband. Finally, she said she was sorry about Franklin and any part she played in this unfortunate actions. As I read the name Franklin again, a drop fell and smudged the ink. I wiped my cheek before more drops could join it. Mrs. Green's note ended with hope that this gift of hers would begin to remedy any grudges I'd had against her, though truly I felt none. I turned to the box and removed one side of the tape from the cardboard, then snapped the flaps open with a couple of loud pops. Rolled in the loose ball inside the box was Lewis's gray coat. I put it on and looked at myself in the mirror. Yeah. I grabbed the lapels and pulled them tight. The trench coat suited me. I wondered how Green had first gotten hold of it. That innocent question was about to lead to a lot of trouble.
So Master Sleuth.
So is there going to be a second one?
It seems like it should.
I hope so, because there's a lot of things open, and this is a cool world. This is a world that I'd love a series out of, like a Sherlock Holmes kind of series of her
agree.
like rising the ranks and becoming like a really respected detective.
I completely agree. I really like Malone. I like sort of the plot hooks that they've left, but the fact that this was a really nice standalone little story.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really charming. That was adorable.
This is a really cool little game.
Yeah.
This is really sweet. We have time, so I'm just going to look up some things about A Case of Distrust.
Go for it.
Let's see.
Sorry, playing Frankie.
That's how I always felt in Rock when...
Oh, God.
For an entire playthrough, yeah.
No, I get it.
Let's see.
I'm sorry, I'll stop making that noise.
Not many people are, like, talking about it. Shocking.
No, there's not even, like, a proper walkthrough, and I know that because I looked up briefly trying to find a proper walkthrough, and they're like, no.
Are we gonna get any views on this?
Probably not.
Hey, I'm glad you made it to the end, you 12 people. Let's see. Who's Ben, what's his name? Ben Wander?
Yeah, I think this is his first game. But he, his first solo game, but I know he worked for BioWare, and, right? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, just BioWare, and, this is development log for my first indie game, A Case of Distrust. I spent almost 2.5 years creating it. Wow. Yeah. Leaving AAA. Wow, I hope he wants to make more. Like, that was very...
No, again, this is a really, really great start. Visceral and BioWare. Yep, I knew it was... Yeah.
What does Visceral do?
Bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Thanks.
Was that helpful?
Thanks for your help.
Was that helpful?
Yeah, no, very. I'm gonna go look at Visceral. Okay, guys, playthrough's over, but
we're just hanging
out. We have
a
whole code of like 15-minute episodes, so we're just gonna like do some research on...
recording with Allison, in which case it's like 35-minute episodes.
No, it can be as long as we want, but minimum 15.
No, that's super true.
So I'm gonna read about... Okay. Oh, the actors, they were rotoscoped.
Oh, okay, that actors, not voice actors. Mm-hmm. That makes more sense. And they got the weird teeth, is all I can really say about that. But, oh yeah, Visceral does, sorry, I'm a fucking idiot. They did, like, Dead Space.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's legit.
And other stuff.
I'm trying to see. We worked on indie mobile. He left his career, unique gaming space. I guess this is just like kind of a love project for him, which is nice. I feel like we haven't gotten like a really good like noir piece in a while, and the art of this is so unique and cool.
Well, and we were talking as we were playing this game, about the fact that it's just so delightful that this is played straight, that it's just a straightforward, honest-to-God noir piece with no irony, no, like...
Which I love! I feel like we're in an age of meta-irony, which is fun half the time, and half the time I'm like, you don't have to do it. Like, not everyone's gotta do it, you know? So I like sometimes people just being like, this is what this is, and it's fun for that purpose.
Absolutely.
And I would love to see Case of Distrust too, because I genuinely, like, the whole time I was like, what's up with Lewis in the coat? And I want to know.
And I honestly just am so delighted that passion projects like these, and like Rockwind, and I love these
We
games.
played a lot of them recently.
Yeah, exactly. I love these games that are made out of an earnest, desperate desire to make this specific game. Like it's like, this is the story I want to tell. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We bought enough time and 15 minutes. What's up? I hope you guys enjoyed A Case of Distrust, and we will see you guys on the next playthrough.
Absolutely. Bye, folks.
Bye.